नमस्कार दोस्तों, होप यू आर फाइन एंड डूइंग वेल। यूनी एग्जाम्स आईएएस में आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। पिछली क्लास में हमने 2021 के प्रीलिम्स एग्जाम के इकोनॉमी सेक्शन का डिटेल एनालिसिस करा था। सो इन टुडेज क्लास we'll try to tackle the questions which came in the year 2020. So without wasting any time, let's start today's class. Okay, the first question: in which one of the following groups are all the 4 country members of G20? Option 1: Argentina, Mexico, South Africa, Turkey, Australia, Canada, Malaysia, New Zealand. C: Brazil, South Arabia, Vietnam. D: Indonesia, Japan, Singapore and South Korea. देखिए, these type of questions ये बहुत फैक्चुअल होते हैं, या तो आपको आते हैं या बिल्कुल नहीं आते। G20 इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट ग्रुप। मैं थोड़ा G20 के बारे में बताना चाहता हूं आपको। G20 is a group of 19 countries plus European Union. They consist of 90% of the world economy. Okay, it was constituted in the year 2008. इसकी जो फर्स्ट इंटर मिनिस्ट्रियल कॉन्फ्रेंस हुई थी 2008 में वॉशिंगटन डीसी में हुई थी। इस साल इसकी कॉन्फ्रेंस होगी बाली, इंडोनेशिया में। एंड द नेक्स्ट ईयर 2023 इट विल हैपन इन न्यू दिल्ली। ओके, कमिंग बैक टू द क्वेश्चन, G20 कंट्रीज को याद कैसे किया जाए। आई थिंक मैंने जो एक शॉर्टकट अपना है मैं आपको दिखाना चाहूंगा। सॉरी, देखिए 20 कंट्रीज है तो मैंने उसको एक बहुत ही प्रिसाइज तरीके से आपको याद रखना है। गुरुजी सीता अब एसएससी क्लियर करके एफसीआई में जॉब करेगी। आप जो कैपिटल लेटर्स है उस पर एम्फेसिस दीजिए। गुरुजी सीता अब एसएससी एफसीआई में जॉब करेगी। तो देयर आर 20 कंट्रीज इन G20। तो जी से जर्मनी, यू से यूएसए, आर से रशिया, यू से यूके, जे से जापान, इंडिया, साउथ अफ्रीका, इटली, टर्की, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, अर्जेंटीना, ब्राजील, सऊदी अरबिया, साउथ कोरिया, कनाडा, फ्रांस, चाइना, इंडोनेशिया, मेक्सिको एंड यूरोपियन यूनियन। सो G20 कंसिस्ट ऑफ group of 19 countries plus European Union. Why it is important? Because next year न्यू दिल्ली में इसकी कॉन्फ्रेंस है इन प्रगति मैदान। So the questions might come. Okay? So coming back to the question, G20 अगर आपको याद है तो the correct answer should be is actually A, first part, Argentina, Mexico, South Africa and Turkey. Okay? Next question. Okay, if you withdraw rupees 1 lakh in cash from your demand deposit account at your bank, the immediate effect on aggregate money supply in the economy will be. देखिए पहला ऑप्शन है it will reduce by 1 lakh, it will increase by 1 lakh, increase by more than 1 lakh, या D ऑप्शन है to leave it unchanged. देखिए कंसेप्ट का क्वेश्चन है। अगर आपने मनी सप्लाई, मनी डिमांड, M1, M3 कंसेप्ट आपका क्लियर है तो ये बहुत इजी क्वेश्चन है। देखिए मनी सप्लाई होता क्या है। देखिए मनी सप्लाई इज द टोटल वैल्यू ऑफ मनी अवेलेबल इन द इकोनॉमी। ठीक है, लेमैन लैंग्वेज में पूछा जाए द मनी, द करेंसी विद पब्लिक प्लस द करेंसी इन बैंक्स, इट इज कॉल्ड मनी सप्लाई। सपोज आपने 1 लाख रुपए बैंक से विड्रॉ करके अपने पास रख लिया। व्हाट इज हैपनिंग in this question? Bank is not going in the hands, but it is not changing the value of money supply. कोई money supply में change नहीं आ रहा है। So according to that logic, your answer should be D, to leave it unchanged. ठीक है, easy question है अगर आपके M1, M3 और वाले concepts clear हैं तो। Next question, if the RBI decides to adopt an expansionist monetary policy, which of the following would it not do? थोड़ा क्वेश्चंस को रीड ध्यान से करिए. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग वुड इट नॉट डू? First option, cut and optimize the statutory liquidity ratio. Second, increase the marginal standing facility rate. Third option, cut the bank rate and repo rate. ठीक है. अगर एक्सपेंशनिस्ट मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी अगर आरबीआई अडॉप्ट करना चाहता है तो वो ये चीज करेगा, ये वाला पॉइंट करेगा, कट द बैंक रेट एंड रेपो रेट. सेकेंड पॉइंट नहीं करेगा, ये इसको ऑपोजिट हो जाएगा. तो द क्वेश्चन इज आस्किंग वुड इट नॉट डू. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट लॉजिक योर आंसर इज ओनली 2, दैट इज बी. ओके. Next question. With reference to the funds under members of the Parliament Local Area Development Scheme, MPLADS, which of the following statements are correct? First point, MPLADS funds must be used to create durable assets like physical infrastructure for health, education, etc. A specified portion of each MP's funds must benefit SC/ST populations. MPLADS funds are sanctioned on yearly basis and the unused funds cannot be carried forward to the next year. The district authority must inspect at least 10% of all works under implementation every year. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. देखिए, ये क्वेश्चन टैकल करने के लिए थोड़ा MPLADS के बारे में समझते हैं. देखिए, MPLADS इट कम्स अंडर द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ स्टैटिस्टिक्स एंड प्रोग्राम इम्प्लीमेंटेशन. एवरी मेंबर, जो भी लोकसभा राज्यसभा का मेंबर अपॉइंट होता है, उसको एवरी ईयर 5 करोड़ रुपीस दिए जाते हैं टू यूज दैट MPLADS. ठीक है. इसके भी 3 पार्ट्स होते हैं, लोकसभा मेंबर, राज्यसभा मेंबर एंड नॉमिनेटेड लोकसभा या राज्यसभा मेंबर. लोकसभा मेंबर कहां यूज कर सकता है? अपनी कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी में वो MPLADS यूज करता है. व्हाट अबाउट राज्यसभा मेंबर्स? राज्यसभा मेंबर स्टेट इन विच ही इज नॉमिनेटेड, जहां वो नॉमिनेट होगा जिस स्टेट पे, उस स्टेट में वो MPLADS यूज कर सकता है. ही कैन यूज इन 1 डिस्ट्रिक्ट और 1 or more district also. दिस शुड बी पॉइंट टू बी नोटेड. थर्ड इज योर नॉमिनेटेड लोकसभा या राज्यसभा मेंबर. जो नॉमिनेटेड लोकसभा राज्यसभा मेंबर होते हैं वो एनी स्टेट और डिस्ट्रिक्ट ऑल अराउंड द इंडिया ये MPLADS यूज कर सकते हैं. ये करंट अफेयर्स का बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन बन सकता है. यू वांट टू नोट डाउन, प्लीज नोट इट डाउन. ओके. सो द रिस्पेक्टिव लोकसभा या राज्यसभा मेंबर अपने डिस्ट्रिक्ट के डीएम को वो इश्यू करता है कि वो उसका जुडिशली यूज किया जाए MPLADS का. तो कल को आप लोग अगर इफ ऑल गोज वेल डीएम बनेंगे अपने डिस्ट्रिक्ट के, तो आपको ये MPLADS आपके कंधों पे होगा. ओके. कमिंग बैक टू द क्वेश्चन. The 1 to 4 points are all right. Third point, MPLADS funds are sanctioned on yearly basis and the unused funds cannot be carried forward to the next year. This statement is wrong. It can be carried forward to the next year. And अभी करंट अफेयर्स में न्यूज आई है, तो इंटरेस्ट जो है, जो अनयूज्ड अमाउंट का इंटरेस्ट है, दैट शुड बी ट्रांसफर टू द कंसोलिडेटेड फंड ऑफ इंडिया. दिस शुड ऑल्सो यू नोट डाउन. Okay, so your first, second and fourth statement is correct. Third statement is incorrect. It can be carried forward to the next year. So the answer is 1, 2 and 4. Okay, the next question. What is the importance of the term interest coverage ratio of a firm in India? First point, it helps in understanding the present risk of a firm that a bank is going to give a loan to. It helps in evaluating the emerging risk of a firm that a bank is going to give a loan to. The higher a borrowing firm's level of interest coverage ratio, the worse is its ability to service its debt. देखिए, इंटरेस्ट कवरेज रेशियो अगर मैं आपको लेमैन लैंग्वेज में बताऊं कि एक लेंडर बोरोवर का इंटरेस्ट कवरेज रेशियो देखता है कि वो लोन रीपे कर पाएगा नहीं कर पाएगा? इसका फॉर्मूला होता है अर्निंग्स बिफोर इंटरेस्ट एंड टैक्स डिवाइडेड बाय इंटरेस्ट ड्यू। ठीक है, जितना ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट कवरेज रेशियो होगा उतना एबिलिटी फर्म की अच्छी होगी। सो अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट लॉजिक योर फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड स्टेटमेंट्स आर करेक्ट, थर्ड स्टेटमेंट इज इनकरेक्ट, it's not worse, it's better. So the correct answer is 1 and 2 only. Okay, the next question. In the context of Indian economy, non-financial debt includes which of the following? Housing loans owed by households, amounts outstanding on credit cards, treasury bills. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. 1 only, 1 and 2, 3 only, 1, 2 and 3. देखिए अब हम जानेंगे व्हाट इज नॉन फाइनेंशियल डेट। देखिए नॉन फाइनेंशियल डेट इंक्लूड्स द डेट ऑफ फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस। ओके, दैट इज दोस इंस्टीट्यूशंस दैट बोरो मनी टू रीलेंड दैट मनी। फॉर एग्जांपल अगर नाबार्ड बोरो करता है मनी रीलेंड के लिए, इट विल कम अंडर फाइनेंशियल डेट, or else other सारे cases में it will come under non-financial debt. So in the question above, these housing loans, amount outstanding on credit cards, treasury bills, they all constitute non-financial debt. Okay, so the answer is 1, 2 and 3. Okay, next question. With reference to the Indian economy, consider the following statements. Commercial paper is a short-term unsecured promissory note. Certificate of deposit is a long-term instrument issued by the Reserve Bank of India to a corporation. Call money is a short-term finance used for interbank transactions. Zero coupon bonds are the interest-bearing short-term bonds issued by the scheduled commercial banks to the corporations. I think concept वाला question है, थोड़ा बहुत language बदल दी है examiner ने। I think first and third statements are correct. Second की statement fourth में डाल दी, fourth का second में डाल दिया। तो certificate of deposits are short-term bonds issued by scheduled commercial banks, and zero coupon bonds is a long-term instrument issued by the RBI. So your second and fourth statements are interchanged. So only 1 and 3 are correct. So C will be the right answer. Simple question है, बस थोड़ा language का देखना है आप लोगों को। Okay, next question. Under the Kisan Credit Card Scheme, short-term credit support is given to farmers for which of the following purposes? Working capital for maintenance of farm assets, purchase of combined harvesters, tractors and mini trucks, consumption requirements of farm households, post-harvest expenses, construction of family house and setting up of village cold storage facility. देखिए किसान क्रेडिट कार्ड स्कीम, आई थिंक आप लोग गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स में करंट अफेयर्स में बहुत जगह पढ़ रहे होंगे। विद दैट लॉजिक अगर हम देखिए फोर्थ पॉइंट, पोस्ट हार्वेस्ट एक्सपेंसेस आर नॉट इंक्लूडेड इन योर किसान क्रेडिट कार्ड स्कीम। ओके, इफ फोर्थ स्टेटमेंट इज करेक्ट बाय एलिमिनेशन मेथड, योर बी इज ऑल्सो इनकरेक्ट, डी ऑल्सो and C also. So with that logic, A is the correct answer. Only 1, 2 and 5 are included in Kisan credit card schemes. Okay, next question. In India, under cyber insurance for individuals, which of the following benefits are generally covered in addition to payment for the loss of funds and other benefits? Okay, first point, cost of restoration of the computer system in case of malware disrupting access to one's computer. Cost of a new computer if some miscreant willfully damages it if proved so. Cost of hiring a specialized consultant minimize the loss in case of cyber extortion. Cost of defense in the court of law if any third party files a lawsuit. देखिए हमारे साइबर लॉ के लिए कोई जनरल इंश्योरेंस अभी हमारा पास कोई प्रोडक्ट नहीं है, दैट्स व्हाई द गवर्नमेंट साइबर इंश्योरेंस it has introduced. Okay, it's a very concept question. अगर आप current affairs में अगर पढ़ रहे होंगे, so the first, second and fourth statements are correct. Cost of hiring a specialized consultant to minimize the loss in case of cyber extortion, it is not included in this cyber insurance. So by that logic, your correct answer is 1, 2 and 4 only. Okay. Okay, the next question. Along with the budget, the finance minister also places other documents before the parliament, which includes the Macro Economic Framework Statement. The aforesaid document is presented because this is mandatory by long-standing parliamentary committee, Article 113, provision of fiscal. I think easy question. Contemporary 2017 में FRBM Act के तहत the correct answer should be D. Okay. Okay, the next question. With reference to the international trade of India at present, which of the following statements are correct? India's merchandise exports are less than its merchandise imports. India's imports of iron and steel, chemicals, fertilizers, and machinery have decreased in recent years. India's exports of services are more than its imports of services. India suffers from an overall trade current account deficit. Select the correct answer using the code given below. देखिए एक डॉक्यूमेंट आता है इकोनॉमिक सर्वे. इट्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट डॉक्यूमेंट. अगर आप वो पढ़ते हैं या रेगुलर उसको पढ़ रहे हैं तो ये ऐसे टाइप के क्वेश्चंस आर वेरी इजी फॉर यू. If you look at the second point, India's imports of iron and steel, chemicals, fertilizer, and machinery have decreased in recent years. This statement is incorrect. It has increased. Okay, the rest of the question, rest of the statements, they are true. It has increased in recent years, their imports. So according to that logic, your correct answer is option D. 1, 3 and 4 only. Next question, the term West Texas Intermediate, sometimes found in news, it refers to a grade of crude oil, bullion, rare earth elements, uranium. I think very simple question current affairs में था. West Texas is associated with crude oil. West Texas is benchmark है oil production का. वर्ल्ड में 2 और हैं. दुबई क्रूड एंड ब्रेंट क्रूड, all 3 constitutes एक benchmark है. तो crude oil is the correct answer. Okay, the next question. With reference to foreign FDI in India, which one of the following is considered its major characteristics? It is an investment through capital instruments, essentially in a listed company. It is largely non-debt creating capital flow. It is the investment which involves debt servicing. It is the investment made by foreign institutional investors in the government securities. अगर आपने मेरा कल का वीडियो देखा होगा तो हमने डिटेल एनालिसिस करा है FDI के बारे में. So according to that logic, the correct answer should be B. It is largely non-debt creating capital flow, FDI. Okay, that's why previous year questions are very important indirectly and sometimes directly. They do get repeat. Last year 2021 में भी FDI का क्वेश्चन पूछा गया था. 2021 में भी indirectly repeat हुआ है. Okay. Okay, next question. Gold tranche, reserve tranche refers to a loan system of the World Bank, one of the operations of a central bank, a credit system granted by WTO to its members, a credit system granted by IMF to its members. Again, a very easy question if you are following current affairs. The correct answer is D. A credit system granted by IMF to its members. ओके, रिजर्व ट्रांच होता है IMF के मेंबर नेशंस. यू मस्ट बी नोइंग IMF. Reserve tranche, that is gold tranche, it was established in the year 1969. It is 25% of SDRs. 25% of the SDR is your reserve tranche. अच्छा, what is SDR? SDR is your international SDR full form होता है special drawing rights. It is an international reserve assets. It is a basket of some currencies, mainly US dollar, UK pound sterling, euro, Japanese yen, and Chinese renminbi. Together they form international reserve asset. It constitutes SDR. So उसका 25% is reserved to this. Okay. The next question. If another global financial crisis happens in the near future, which of the following actions policies are most likely to give some immunity to India? Okay, थोड़ा बहुत common sense का question है. First option, not depending on short-term foreign borrowings. Opening up to more foreign banks. Third, maintaining full capital account convertibility. Okay, if financial crisis happens in the near future, policies most likely to give some immunity to India. Okay, the common sense अगर हम लगाएंगे तो first statement fair enough, not depending on short-term foreign borrowings. What about the second and third statements? देखिए, अगर हम फॉरेन बैंक को इंडिया में लाएंगे उससे क्या होगा? Opening up of foreign banks actually more instability लाएगा in the economy. Same with the case of full convertibility, capital account convertibility, which will make India vulnerable to global crisis, just like the 1997 crisis आप लोगों ने सुना होगा. So according to that logic, I think we should not opt for second and third. So the correct answer is A only, one only. Okay, the next question. With reference to trade-related investment measures, which of the following statements are correct? Quantitative restrictions on imports by foreign investors are prohibited. They apply to investment measures related to trade in both goods and services. They are not concerned with the regulation of foreign investments. Select the correct answer using the code given below. I think very easy question. You must be knowing concept का question है. TRIMS only deals with goods, not in services. So the second statement is incorrect. Rest of the statements are correct, 1 and 3. So to that logic, the correct option is C, 1 and 3 only. Okay. Next question. Consider the following statements. The value of Indo-Sri Lanka trade has consistently increased in the last decade. Textile and textile articles constitute an important item of the trade between India and Bangladesh. In the last 5 years, Nepal has been the largest trading partner of India in South Asia. Okay, again, if you have been following the news for the past 3, 4, 5 years, the value of India-Sri Lanka trade has not consistently increased. देखिए 2014 में इंक्रीज हुआ, 15 में फिर थोड़ा कम हुआ, 16 में फिर थोड़ा बढ़ा, तो इट हैज नॉट इंक्रीज consistently, थोड़ा zigzag हुआ. So the first statement is incorrect. Textile and textile articles constitute an important item of the trade between India and Bangladesh. That is absolutely correct. I think around 16% of textile and textile articles we export to Bangladesh, whereas major chunk is by China to Bangladesh. That is 35%, around 35%. So this statement is correct. Nepal is not the largest trading partner of India in South Asia. It's actually Bangladesh, not Nepal. So the third statement is also incorrect. So the correct option is option B, 2 only. Okay. With reference to blockchain technology, consider the following statements. It is a public ledger that everyone can inspect but which no single user controls. The structure and design of blockchain is such that all the data in it are about cryptocurrency only. Applications that depend on basic features of blockchain can be developed without anybody's permission. Statements given below. I think contemporary question hai. I think from 2009 blockchain is in the news. So easy question hai. The first and third statements are correct. Cryptocurrency only. It's not about cryptocurrency only. That's an incorrect statement. So according to that logic, your correct answer is option D, 1 and 3. Okay. Next question. In India, which of the following can be considered as public investment in agriculture? Fixing minimum support for agriculture produce of all crops. Computerization of primary agriculture credit societies. Social capital development. Free electricity supply of farmers. Waiver of agriculture loans by the banking system. Setting up of cold storage facilities by the government. Select the correct answer given below. Okay, in this question, public investments, देखिए, your first point, your fourth point, and your fifth point, it comes under subsidy. That is revenue capital expenditure. The rest of the options, they come under public investment. So with that logic, your second statement, third statement, sixth statement are correct. So the correct answer is option C, 2, 3, and 6. Again, very easy question, concept वाला question था, उसमें कोई था नहीं. Okay, which of the following factor policies were affecting the price of rice in India in the recent past? Minimum support price, government's trading, government stockpiling, consumer subsidies. Consider the correct answer using the code given below. Affecting the price of rice in India. I think very easy question. ये जो चारों ऑप्शंस है प्रोडक्शन कंजम्पशन को अफेक्ट कर रहे हैं. सो द करेक्ट आंसर इज ऑप्शन डी, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, the next question. Consider the following statements. In the case of all cereals, pulses and oilseeds, the procurement at minimum support price MSP is unlimited in any state UT of India. In the case of cereals and pulses, the MSP is fixed in any state UT at a level to which the market price will never rise. Which of the following statements given below are correct? देखिए, अनलिमिटेड MSP सब पे नहीं मिलती, ओनली व्हीट एंड राइस. Only wheat or rice पे मिलती है. So the first statement is incorrect. Second statement, in the case of cereals and pulses, the MSP is fixed in any state at a level to which the market price will never rise. I think MSP का concept आपको सभी पता होगा. MSP is minimum support price. The government will guarantee that minimum amount to the farmers. उसके ऊपर अगर price rise होता है, the government has no control. So according to that logic, this statement is also incorrect. So your correct answer is option D, neither 1 or 2. Okay, next question. With reference to the Indian economy after the 1991 economic liberalization, consider the following statements. Worker productivity per worker at 2004-5 prices increased in urban areas while it decreased in rural areas. The percentage share of rural areas in the workforce steadily increased. In rural areas, the growth in the non-farm economy increased. The growth rate in rural employment decreased. Which of the statements given above are correct? देखिए एलपीजी रिफॉर्म्स हम लोगों ने सभी ने पढ़ा होगा, क्लास 11 क्लास 12 से हम सभी पढ़ रहे हैं. Worker productivity per worker increased in urban areas while it decreased in rural areas. This statement is incorrect. Rural area में भी वो increase हुई है. So by that logic, first statement is incorrect. The percentage share of rural areas in the workforce steadily increased. Again, this statement is also incorrect. It has decreased. Non-farm activities after LPG era has increased. Urban areas में workforce steadily increased हुई है. So again, second statement is incorrect. In rural areas, the growth in the non-farm economy increased. That is absolutely correct. The growth rate in rural employment decreased. I think this is also very correct. So the correct option is B, 3 and 4. Okay, easy question. Next question. The weightage of food in consumer price index is higher than that in wholesale price index. The WPI does not capture changes in the prices of services which CPI does. Reserve Bank of India has now adopted WPI as its key measure of inflation and to decide on changing the key policy rates. I think consumer price index and wholesale price index we already know. In 2015 onwards, the RBI has changed its criteria. Now CPI is the main, is now adopted as a key measure of inflation, not WPI. So the third statement is incorrect. 2015 से RBI has adopted CPI, not WPI. So that's why third statement is incorrect. First statement and second statement are correct. So by that logic, option A is the correct answer. Okay, the next question, question number 24. Consider the following statements. In terms of short-term credit delivery to agriculture sector, district central cooperative banks deliver more credit in comparison to scheduled commercial banks and regional rural banks. Second option, one of the most important functions of DCCBs is to provide funds to the primary agricultural sector. Which of the following statements are correct? Okay, now look at the first question. First question में language थोड़ा उल्टा कर दिया है. The commercial banks and regional rural banks, they deliver more credit as compared to DCCBs. So the first statement is incorrect. Second statement, one of the most important functions of DCCBs is to provide funds to the primary agriculture credit societies. Yes, that's absolutely correct. So with that logic, our correct answer is option B, 2 only. Okay, that's all for today, guys. In the next class, we'll be discussing the 2019 questions of prelims economy section. Okay, आपको अगर वीडियो पसंद आया हो, please like, share, subscribe, press the bell icon. Thank you. Have a nice day.